we call it the mush. So the mush sort of took him to the ground. And in this case, I guess a couple of meters more and the pilot could have come out alive. But that is the dangers of the low-level aerobatics. We have had one during October, 8th October, where we lost another ace pilot on Mirage 2000 carrying out an aerobatics. His name was Joe Bakshi,
Okay.
Wing Commander Joe Bakshi that time. He was the commanding officer of my squadron, 7th Squadron. Again, in a downward spiral, roll, he crashed. So this is part of the game in low-level aerobatics. So that any
Captain
low-level
Vinod,
aerobatic,
what we are also
yeah.
learning is that this is the second Tejas which has crashed. What can you tell us about the first crash that had happened and what were the reasons behind it? Is there any learning so far from that first previous crash?
They both are unrelated
True.
because first, when first crash happened, I happened to be close to Jaisalmer at that time. It was the technical malfunction. In fact, the aeroplane sort of almost landed. It had small engine trouble. But if you look at any single engine fighter in the history of aviation, Tejas enjoys the best safety
Okay.
record till date. The amount of flying hours done, the amount of sorties done, vis-a-vis we call it the rate of Type 1 crashes, or where the aeroplane is lost completely. Tejas has the best safety record for any single engine fighter till date, including the Mirage 2000 that we operate and I
So
flew.
interestingly, according to the HAL website, it is the Tejas which is the most advanced version, especially when it comes to these fighter jets. What more can you tell us about this particular iteration?
Very true. In fact, it is a fly-by-wire technology. It has multiple computers all the time calculating what should be the control deflection so that the aeroplane does not, disintegrate in air due to mishandling of controls, which in a manual aeroplane you could do it. In Tejas or in Mirage 2000 or in Rafale or any modern jet, you cannot do it. So the pilot's demand is, or pilot's control movement is a demand to the computer, and the computer calculates how much of control deflection to do so that the aeroplane does not overstress itself. So fly-by-wire has its own nuances. It keeps you very safe, but in situations like this, when you have to get out, if you need that extra, as we call it, the G's or the acceleration
Okay,
forces,
okay.
fly-by-wire does not allow you to do that because of the inherent
All
safety
right,
built
Captain
into the
Vinod,
system.
stay with me. Let me quickly take our viewers again through the set of visuals that we are bringing to you. I'm going to request my team to cut full screen right now over here. As far as these visuals are concerned, that's the moment where you can see the Tejas fighter comes sweeping down. It crashes into a ball of fire. You can see thick columns of smoke billowing out. This is the Al Maktoum International Airport in Dubai. This is where the Dubai Air Show was also taking place. It's in fact also sort of, let me in fact request my team to focus more on these particular visuals where you can see this entire ball of fire. It's going on to indicate the intensity of the crash. I want to quickly go back to Captain Vinod, who continues to stay with us. Captain Vinod, if you can see these visuals, let me quickly go across to Akash also, who continues to stay with us. So Akash, if you can bring us more information coming in from the Indian Air Force, just minutes before you informed our viewers here at CNN News 18 that the Indian Air Force has confirmed this crash.
Right. So, Akanksha, this is for the benefit of our viewers. We are learning that on the fifth day of the air performance that was happening, in Dubai Air Show, Tejas aircraft has crashed, and we are learning about this unfortunate story. In fact, we were there tracking all the developments in Dubai. And, till yesterday, I was very much reporting about the maneuvers and the performance of Tejas aircraft and how people were appreciating the performance. Now, today, what went wrong, under what circumstances this crash has happened is a matter of investigation. But right now, Air Force is confirming that Tejas aircraft has crashed, in Dubai Air Show. And also, this is just the second, incident of such crash as far as Tejas is concerned, because when we, see the operational history, it is in the service service for years now. One of the platform that Air Force can rely on was very much used during Operation Sindoor. How, recently they have moved one squadron,
Right.
total two squadrons, one squadron from South India to western parts of the country. But right now, this is unfortunate. We can see, in fact, these visuals are where we can see that how the Tejas crashed, during the performance at the Dubai Air Show. One, aircraft is very much there in the static display. One is there for the maneuvering, and one is possibly for, a reserved aircraft. Total 3 aircraft are there in Dubai. Along with Tejas, we know that how Surya Kiran is very much present, where, on a daily basis, they are performing. 8 minutes was the allocated time, and on a daily basis, this aircraft is getting 8 minutes to perform. And, somewhere people were, appreciating the sort of performances, sort of maneuvers, the barrel roll, it was showing to the viewers. But right now, today, this unfortunate incident, in fact, the news is coming from Dubai Air Show. In some time from now, we'll get some sort of clarity, more clarity, in fact, as
In
far as
fact,
this
I want to
incident is
inform our
concerned.
viewers that Akash is very much in Dubai right now as we speak. Let me quickly go across to Rahul Shivshankar, also joining me live from the newsroom. Rahul, this is an international air show that we are looking at. Deeply tragic and equally disturbing, given that there's no information about the pilot yet.
Yes, of course, that remains something of huge concern. But look, Akanksha, these crashes have known to happen in previous air shows also. And we don't quite know the reasons for this crash, so we need to sort of build in a few caveats here. Obviously, at an international air show, when the world's attention is focused on you, and when specifically you've just come off on the back of Operation Sindoor, all eyes were really on the Indian Air Force. And the Tejas has been racking up a lot of praise at this air show over the last 4 days. Remember, this is the 5th time Tejas has been flying and doing sorties at this air show. So it's not all gloom and doom. Yes, of course, we need to find out what has happened to the pilot, if he managed to sort of evacuate in time. We're going to get you those updates. The IF has confirmed that, of course, this crash has happened, but they're going to update us on the pilot, etc. But fundamentally, I just want to say a couple of things, Akanksha, that we are just about inked a 1 billion deal for the 113 Tejas engines that were going to be supplied to us. So the engines, remember, is one component that India hasn't really got into, the manufacture of that is. So we've been looking for partnerships, and we just inked this deal. Clearly, there have also been questions over the airworthiness to some extent of the Tejas, but a large number of people have come out and given it 5-star ratings, specifically in the LCA category, which is the light combat aircraft category. Of course, Akash is there live, and we're going to try and connect with him on the ground so that we get a visual image of him at that particular air show. But the pictures that you're seeing on your screens, viewers, are very clear, and they come from 3 different perspectives. One, of course, in the center, you see from where the dignitaries and the audience watch the goings-on at the air show, also close to the tarmac where some of the other aircraft are parked. And then a long shot of this entire expanse, and you can see this huge plume of smoke and number of people looking in that direction. And on the left, a very short cropped video closing in of that big fireball. So these are 3 perspectives you're getting. Very hard to say what really went wrong. Was it an aerobatic maneuver that didn't go right? Was it a technical fault? We don't quite know as of now. We're awaiting word. But Akanksha, fundamentally, let's look at the other incidents that have taken place in the past, where in different air shows you've had worthy aircrafts hitting the ground. So this is nothing absolutely new or unprecedented. Akanksha.
Take that point forward with Captain Vinod. Captain Vinod, Rahul has just made a very relevant point. And when we talk about the LCA of the Tejas, it's known for its combat accountability, the survivability, all of that. It's in fact even lauded for the world over.
Absolutely, Akanksha, and absolutely with Rahul on these points. In last crash,